If we could see God once, we wouldn't act to our true nature. We would say, well, God is real. I don't want to go to hell. And common sense would override what we would actually do. That's why we don't see God. If we saw him, then we would all be like, he's real, hell's real. I don't want to go to hell forever. I'm not gonna kill people. I'm gonna behave. That's why we can't see him. It's like seeing the answers to the test while you're taking the test. But this dimension, okay, they live parallel to us. One of my theories is just like they helped Solomon build his temple, is that either
you look at some of the alien stuff through the lens of things you've hinted at today, including like the guys like Aleister Crowley. Am I right about that?
Absolutely.
Can you explain that, please?
Yes. So regardless of what faith you are, we all believe in the demonic realm. We believe the devil's real. That's whether you're a Jew, Christian, or Muslim. We have the same bad guy, okay? I explained earlier that that species lived on Earth long before humanity. I explained that they have powers that we don't have, okay? They have certain abilities that we do not have. And we learn most about this from the prophet Solomon, who's also in all three faiths. This is why the Masons, the Illuminated ones, they're always doing rituals with the two pillars, which represent the Solomon's temple. Solomon was a prophet that God gave the power over this dimension and the unseen dimension. We know in science that there's more than one dimension. This is what they say now. All of them say it. There's more than one dimension. My question is, do you not think there might be something living in that dimension? This is where the dangers of technology like CERN, we don't fully understand. I think they may be opening wormholes to parallel dimensions where that demonic realm may be able to come into our realm with their powers. The power to shapeshift, the power to travel faster than the blink of an eye and bring you back objects. We know this from Solomon. They helped Solomon construct his temple. He used to command the demonic realm, okay, to jump into the deepest parts of the ocean and bring out pearls the size of, tennis balls. He decorated his temple with these jewels. We know that when he summoned the Queen of Sheba, which is present-day Ethiopia, she had a massive throne. This is in the Quran. You can also pull it up. And he told the jinn, the demonic realm, to bring back this massive throne before she made it to his kingdom physically. So she was already en route. He made the demons bring her throne in the blink of an eye. So when she appeared there, she's like, this is my throne. Like, how is my throne here? And then she realized that Solomon was a prophet of God with the powers granted to him by God. Okay? We know that they can shapeshift from the story of Cain. We know that they can inspire thought and attack us, what you would call telepathy, okay? To project thoughts into our minds. That little cartoon with the angel and the devil on your shoulder, that's real. They follow us everywhere we go. They know how we think. They know what we talk. They know what we speak. They know if you're upset at your wife, you should get revenge on her. It's that thought that you think is yours. It's not. Jeffrey Dahmer, or whoever it was, son of Sam, the dog was telling him to do it.
Yeah.
By the way, one of their most favorite creatures to take shape of is a dog.
Why?
This is based on the Islamic tradition. Snakes and dogs.
Why dog, though?
They like to shapeshift into those more than anything else. I don't know why. It's very common for their species to do that.
Where the dog whispers in your ear?
No, but to take the form of a dog.
Yeah.
Okay? I truly believe pets, animals, can see that dimension. That's why sometimes a dog is screaming and you don't know why. They're seeing what you can't see.
Or a squirrel.
No, I mean, like if there's nothing around and just for no reason barking and barking and barking in your house, they probably just saw one of these demons in your home. They can see things we can't see. Their eyes may not be shielded the way ours are. Because if we could see these creatures, then we know that the test that we're in to, the test of humanity, living this life, finding God, being righteous. If we knew that the devils were 100% real, then we know that heaven's real. If we could see God once, we wouldn't act to our true nature. We would say, well, God is real. I don't want to go to hell. And common sense would override what we would actually do. That's why we don't see God. If we saw him, then we would all be like, he's real, hell's real. I don't want to go to hell forever. I'm not going to kill people. I'm going to behave. That's why we can't see him. It's like seeing the answers to the test while you're taking the test. But this dimension, okay, they live parallel to us. One of my theories is just like they helped Solomon build his temple, is that either A, they had built these temples and these pyramids themselves, or B, the communities that worship these beings
you're saying.
gave them the knowledge how to do these things, or even help them construct these things.
So you're saying...
Remember, they were sacrificing people left and right, the Aztecs, pulling hearts out. That was to these demonic beings.
So these demonic beings are what Aleister Crowley drew?
Summoned.
Well,
Aleister
both.
Crowley, ask yourself, guys, we don't have hours and hours to go over this stuff. I've spoke about this on many podcasts. I did it with Nino Rodriguez, former heavyweight boxing champion of the world. I did this on Danny Jones, and I'm doing it here with you. Ask yourself, if you don't know who this person is, you have no idea of the world we live in and the influence people like this have had.
Okay, you want me to read his bio?
Aleister Crowley is the key to understanding that most of the technology we have today, this alien agenda, all goes back to him.
Okay, so it says Aleister Crowley was an English occultist, philosopher, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, novelist, and mountaineer. He founded the religion of Thelema, identifying himself as the prophet entrusted with guiding humanity in the Aeon of Horus in the early 20th century. A prolific writer, he published widely over the course of his life. Born to a wealthy family in Royal Lamington Spa, Warwickshire, Crowley rejected his parents' fundamentalist Christian Plymouth Brethren faith to pursue an interest in Western esotericism. He was educated at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he focused his attentions on mountaineering and poetry, resulting in several publications. Some biographers allege that he was recruited into a British intelligence agency, very interesting, further suggesting that he remained a spy throughout his life. In 1898, he used the esoteric Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic by Samuel Liddell McGregor Mathers and Alan Bennett. He went mountaineering in Mexico with Oscar Eckenstein before studying Hindu and Buddhist practices in India. In 1904, he married Rose Edith Kelly and they honeymooned to Cairo, Egypt, where Crowley wrote down, quote, the Book of the Law, a sacred text that serves as the basis for Thelema, which he said had been dictated by a supernatural entity named Aiwas. Announcing the state of the Aeon of Horus, the book declared that its followers do what thou wilt and seek to align themselves with their true will through the practice of ceremonial magic.
And that's the opposite of what the word Muslim means.
Okay.
Muslim means one who submits their will to God. So if you're doing as thou will, you're following your desires, you're following the demonic realm.
Okay, I'm just going to finish this part. So after the unsuccessful 1905 Kanchenjunga expedition and a visit to India and China, Crowley returned to Britain, where he attracted attention as a prolific author of poetry, novels, and occult literature. In 1907, he and George Cecil Jones co-founded an esoteric order, the AA, through which they propagated Thelema. After spending time in Algeria in 1912, he was initiated into another esoteric order, the German-based Ordo Templi Orientis, rising to become the leader of its British branch, which he reformed in accordance with his Thelemite beliefs. Through OTO, Thelemite groups were established in Britain, Australia, and North America. Crowley spent the First World War in the United States, where he took up painting and campaigned for the German war effort against Britain. His biographers later revealed that he had infiltrated the pro-German movement to assist the British intelligence services. In 1920, he established the Abbey of Thelema, a religious commune in Cefalù, Sicily, where he lived with various followers. His libertine lifestyle led to denunciations in the British press, and the Italian government evicted him in 1923. He divided the following 2 decades between France, Germany, and England and continued to promote Thelema until his death. Crowley gained widespread notoriety during his lifetime, being a drug user, bisexual, and an individualist social critic. Crowley has remained a highly influential figure over Western esotericism and the counterculture of the 1960s and continues to be considered a prophet of Thelema. He is the subject of various biographies and academic studies. Whoa, there's a lot on the bone
who's
there.
his best friends? L. Ron Hubbard, founder of Scientology, a religion that tries to convince us we were created by aliens.
It's not a religion, but yeah.
Okay, but basically.
Yeah, they call themselves that.
And Jack Parsons and Walt Disney, the Magic Kingdom. What is he practicing the entire time through his life? What does it say? Magic, right?
Well, that's Aleister.
Yeah, and this is their teacher. Jack Parsons was doing all kinds of...
Who was Jack Parsons?
Pull it up.
All right, let's pull up Jack Parsons. Okay, Jack Parsons was an American rocket engineer, chemist, and Thelemite occultist. associated with the California Institute of Technology, Caltech. Parsons was one of the principal founders of both the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the Aerojet Engineering Corporation. He invented the first rocket engines to use a constable composite rocket propellant and pioneered the advancement of both liquid fuel and solid fuel rockets.
Why satellites went up in the atmosphere, my friend.
Yeah, so following some brief involvements with Marxism, in 1939, Parsons converted to Thelema, the new religious movement founded by the English occultist Aleister Crowley. Together with his first wife, they joined the Agape Lounge, the California branch of the Ordo Templi Orientis, in 1941. At Crowley's bidding, Parsons replaced Wilfred Talbot Smith as its leader in 1942 and ran the lodge from his mansion on Orange Grove Boulevard. Parsons was expelled from JPL and Aerojet in 1944, owing to the lodge's infamous reputation and his hazardous workplace conduct. Mark Bunker, in episode 203, when he was in here, he's spent 30 years advocating against Scientology. He talked about this guy doing black magic sex
Evil
rituals.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay, sex orgies, menstrual, they do it during the menstrual cycle of a woman.
Ugh.
Okay, when you scroll down, you'll see they were accused of doing stuff with young people underage, boys, a lot of crazy shit. Go down, watch. Wait, just slow. You gotta slow down there, buddy. Please, just take it easy.
I know he's trying
Go
to
down
go
a
so
little
that
bit
we
more.
don't have
Go down
lag
a little
time
bit more. Go
on
down
the
a little bit more.
podcast.
Okay, go down. Go scroll.
Yeah, now you want him to scroll.
Okay. Stop. Go down a little more. More. All government agencies funding stuff, doing stuff. Okay, why is the government giving these people money? Doing sick
Well,
shit.
that's the interesting
Go
thing.
down more. You're gonna see. Okay, all the
Foundation.
rockets, the jet fuel. Keep going. People can do this homework on themselves. Okay, Parsons remained dedicated to Thelma. He almost gave all his salary, blah, blah, blah. Scroll down. Crowley and Gemmer wanted to Smith removed head of blah, blah, blah. By mid-1843, all the U.S. became aware that Nazi Germany had developed the V-2 rocket, the military, okay, L. Ron Hubbard and Babylon. See, it all goes back to the occult, okay?
Can you explain the occult to people?
The occult are secret societies that claim to have more knowledge than the rest of us. Alchemy and all that stuff is related to the occult. Tapping into the demonic dimension, doing black magic and rituals to get knowledge, to get visions.
And you think they can actually get that, like you were saying earlier?
He says it himself. The guy that is the reason rocket ships have gone up. There would be no Elon without Jack Parsons and L. Ron.
And that was why I brought up that question
earlier. And he didn't just
earlier.
come out of nowhere either.
That was why I brought up that question earlier of like, could someone evil leave something good that they got through quote unquote evil means that then humanity uses for good?
Yes, we could possibly use it for good because we have free will to either not use it. I don't think we should have made A-bombs. That was definitely demonically inspired because some of the people that worked with them were on the Manhattan Project. They're all connected. Yet their figurehead was Aleister Crowley. You study Crowley and who he was connected to, then you understand the world that we live in right now and how we got the tech that we have.
Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.